Welcome back, fellas, to another day in the NBA. It is now Tuesday, February 11th, and we only have 4 games on. It's going to be a pretty quiet game slate here today. We only have the Raptors going against the 76ers. We're going to waste no time and hop straight into these games. -9 for Philly here, as Toronto, again, is still in shambles with their rotations, deadline, injuries, whatnot. This team is an absolute train wreck. Looks like Embiid might play. I'm going to assume he does. And if he does, then I think this is an easy -9 for Philly. Not going to overthink it. The next game we have is the Knicks and Pacers. Knicks are -1 here. These games are normally pretty good, and the Pacers normally play the Knicks pretty well, and they're at home. So that definitely is something to note again, but there's just not much betting value in these sort of games. The Pacers have been just such a streaky defensive team. Some games they'll play amazing defense, and you'll be like, well, they're ranked this, and this, and they'll come out and they'll absolutely stop you. And then other games, they'll come out and look like the worst defense you've ever seen assembled on a basketball court. So you never know which way you're going with that. Plus, the Knicks offense in general is very spread out throughout. So it's like, is it going to be a Jalen Brunson day? Is it going to be a Cat day? There's no really elite matchups for either one of them. So I'm just kind of want to stay away from those games, and I don't want to lean into the niches because we don't know if OG is going to play or not. If OG does play, that definitely affects Josh Hart. That definitely affects Jalen Brunson in the slightest bit. That affects the guys around him, Mikal as well. So it's like if OG comes back, that definitely moves some lines. So I don't really want to really bank on anything there betting wise. So I'm just going to kind of stay away from that game, take the Knicks -1 in Indianapolis and ride with that. The Detroit versus Chicago. I really like Detroit -5 here. They're just a better basketball team. Chicago still doesn't really have a solid rotation. They didn't do enough of the trade deadline to make them any better. But this is a great matchup for Detroit. Obviously, we know we love Cade in these situations. Chicago is one of the worst defense. They have the 3rd worst defensive rating so far in the NBA. So we can take advantage of some of these Jalen Durans of the world in these situations. Sar Thompson's been coming on in a big way recently. Maybe we can snag him at a good line. But we're going to be taking Detroit -5 and moving on with our day. The Grizzlies and Suns. This is -4.5 for Memphis. I like Memphis in this. I'm a big favorite guy today, huh? Again, solid defensively so far. Very high defensive rating. The Suns really are just Devin Booker versus the world right now. They don't have much offense outside of their 2 superstars, which is just a big problem. There's been a lot of missed shots from this team. They just haven't looked fluid on the court. This could be potentially blowout opportunity. I don't really think so, but you never know. I'm still going to lean Memphis here -4.5. They're by far the healthier team going into this game. Looks like everybody's playing. Zach Edey's in and Kevin Durant's in, so we should get a pretty good matchup there. But again, John Morant just is going to destroy Tyus Jones, and I think it's going to be the same thing kind of all the way down the board outside of KD and Devin Booker. But we'll see how that plays out. So now we're going to go over our recap from yesterday. We went up 0.59 units yesterday as we went 3-2. If you're in the Discord, make sure if you're not in the Discord, you get in the Discord, because I put in that I doubled down on Anthony Edwards here. As you can see, we put him at 29.5 as well as 31.5. Cashed both of those, as well as we got Paolo Banchero, who got off to a slow start. There was a lot of haters yesterday out on the Twitter fronts of things of, yeah, there's no way Anthony Edwards starts this and is going to finish. It doesn't matter, dude. He's going to chuck 50 times. Same thing with Paolo Banchero. He's going to get the shots up. If they start slow, they start slow. That's how it works. That's the NBA. But we ended up missing the Jaden McDaniels play. Apparently, Nickeil Alexander-Walker is the type of dude to get 6 rebounds in a game now. Don't know what the fuck that's about, but it happens. Just a bad read there. Donovan Mitchell hooks at 23.5, which is the most heartbreaking thing of all time. He missed 2 free throws, 1 of 3 from the free throw line. What the fuck, Donovan? But we keep it moving. We keep it pushing. We're still on a 15-2 run right now in the NBA. So I'm not too worried about it. Our record over February is 23-7-3 with a profit of 14.1 units and an ROI of 38.17%. So we're still crushing it in February. There's no real worry there. So let's hop straight into the plays today. I only have 2 plays today. I don't love this slate. Kind of like I was saying earlier, there's not many games that really stick out to me. First one's going to be Devin Booker. Again, the main scoring option, the guy for this Suns team, over 27.5 points, even with KD. Yes, I don't mind it at all. Memphis ranks 5th worst against shooting guards so far this season, and they rank bottom 5 in points off free throws, transition points, off-screen points, spot spot up shot points. These are all things that Devin Booker scores a ton in. It makes up 57% of Devin Booker's points, those 4 categories. And not only that, but the top category for him is pick and roll ball handling, and they're bottom 10 at that. That's 20%. So we're talking about 77 total percent they're bottom 10 in, and most of those are bottom 5 in the categories. You really love to attack Book on these sort of matchups. You feel great about it. He only had 16 points the last time they played, but he shot 4 of 20. I'm not exaggerating. I'm even going to double check my numbers. Yeah, 4 of 20 is horrendous. We don't think that's going to happen again. You can't bank on it to happen again. And the fact that he had 16 points on only 4 made shots just shows you how many free throws he's taking. Again, he's hit over this in 6 of the last 10 games. He's been rolling. He should easily see the number here and see the volume that we're looking for. The last time they played, again, he had 20 shot attempts, so we want to make sure we take advantage of that and cash this out. Heading to our next play, we're going to be taking Jalen Duren over 11.5 rebounds, -105 on ESPN Bet. Duren, again, over in both games versus Chicago this season. Chicago's a great rebounding matchup as they're ranked second worst in rebounding overall this season. He had 19 rebounds and 13 rebounds, catching this in the early third quarter of both of those games. Duren saw 19 and 29 rebound chances in those games. Not only that, but he's gone over this in 6 of the last 10 games this season and 5 of 8 games versus Vooch. He's made Vooch his bitch, and I absolutely love it. But in games versus Vooch, he's averaging 22.3 rebound chances per game, which is more than enough to hit this line. Chicago also allowed 9 of the last 15 centers to go over on the rebounding lines, and most of those were the traditional type big men like Jalen Duren. And again, they allowed the 7th most rebounds in the past 15 games to centers. So again, the volume's there, the matchup is there, everything we're kind of looking for is there. The over-under is there. The over-under is 238.5, so there should be a ton of shots going up. Also, the Memphis-Phoenix over-under is 244. That feels really high to me. I would definitely lean the lower. But, hey, Memphis is a pretty high-scoring team that has no defense. So, we'll see. So, those are the 2 plays I like. Again, I leaned Cade Cunningham over 10.5 assists. He's hit over this in the games versus Chicago. In one of the 2 games, he had 15 assists the last time they played in early February. We cashed in on that the first time. I just don't love it this time. I feel like there's a reason it's plus money. It kind of worries me. Plus, he's in way more of a scoring role. If I were to take anything, I would take 27.5 points. I was leaning that way too. I just couldn't get myself to quite pull the trigger. I think I might by the end of the day pull it there, but I'm not so sure. As I'm recording this right now, I'm not entirely on it, but that's definitely a play to look into yourself if you want to look into that. But for now, all we have is Jalen Duren and Devin Booker. And again, I like keeping these days smaller. I don't like having, I know there's a ton of people out there that are like, I want to bet 16 plays today and we'll see if we cash out, or 15 plays that, yeah, your good days are great, but your bad days fucking blow. I like to keep it pretty small, condensed, especially in these smaller slates where there are these games with blowout potential. I'd rather just take advantage of what I like when I see a bigger board and whatnot. And tomorrow, again, we have a pretty big board where we have 15 games on, so tomorrow is going to be a massive day for us. We'll probably have over 5 bets, which is a lot for me. Normally, I only stick to 5 or under. So tomorrow's a massive day. We'll keep today small, only 2 bets. Build up for tomorrow. Hopefully, we just go a quick 2-0. Don't have to worry about it. We can come back tomorrow with even more units to work with. But for now, make sure to like, make sure to subscribe. It's the easiest way to support the channel, and I'll make sure to catch you guys next time. Enjoy your day. Peace.